it's Anthony here with PeopleTalk, and here I'm on the train talking to Dave Macias. And we're a car full of people here, but hopefully this will come out clear. We're going to talk about, ask him some questions about the current political process that's going on for President of the United States. So welcome, Dave.
Hello, Anthony. How are we doing?
We're doing good. I do have, the first thing is, are you a Democrat or a Republican?
Republican. Go ahead.
And then at this point, who do you think you see as the president that you're going to vote for? Donald Trump?
Yeah, I'm going to vote for Donald Trump. I don't trust Hillary, and I didn't trust any of the Clintons at all. So, but I don't know if Donald Trump's going to make a great president either.
Okay, so why would you vote for him if you're thinking he's not going to be the good one?
Well, it's lesser of two evils. I believe Trump would get some people in underneath him that will be able to make the United States function a little bit better.
Right, but it also could backfire, and he could mess things up, right? Because so you're not sure leadership is the issue. What is it? Experience that would make a problem?
Yeah, I think it's political, and experience is very limited. I don't know if he'd be able to get anything really done on the political end, but hopefully, financial-wise, we could work out a better system than what we have now.
And so you think Hillary would not make a good president considering her experience in the government?
Yeah, she's got too many ties to too many other people in the government that pull her every which way for the other people's benefits to the general public.
Okay, and what do you say to all the things that all the negative comments he's made about women and minorities and Gold Star families, all these things? What do you say to that?
Oh, I'm really surprised he comes out and says it. I mean, most guys that I know, they'll think about that in the back of their heads, but they won't never say it. But he comes right out and says it, tells you what he's thinking, which political-wise is not proper. Yeah.
Right, but you still, just like the Republican Party, you still would support him as president, even though he has some qualities that you don't approve of, right?
Right, because I'm going to vote either way.
So you're going to vote either way, meaning what?
I'm going to vote for the Republican Party. So.
Oh, so you vote Republican Party across the board, no matter what?
No, but as far as this presidency, I will vote for a Republican president.
There's talk about the connection with Russia. That sounds pretty serious.
I don't think Trump has played all his cards out political-wise yet. I don't think he's a businessman who's standing by and watching out, watching to see how things will turn out before he makes his move.
Right, but back to Manafort is connected to Ukraine. Manafort has received funds from his work in Russia. He's connected with Putin in some ways. Now that Trump is saying that he knows Putin, it's kind of scary to the American public, don't you think?
Well, I think Trump as the position as business-wise that he's been, knows quite a few people out there also, all around the world, and I don't think too many people in foreign countries do not know who Trump is, and he's come in contact with him before. To what extreme points he's come across with him, I don't know.
Right. But at the same time, as we're talking about Clinton's dishonesty or not trusting her, there's a whole part of Trump that you can't seem to figure out. You can't trust. He's always never apologizes, and he makes mistakes about things that he says. He doesn't care about hurting people's feelings of any kind. Will that business model type, will that succeed in government, you think?
I don't know if it would succeed in government, but we need to change the way government's thinking about how they deal, and by adding more programs, giving out more money, and not making anybody responsible for it.
Now, the other thing about criticism about Trump as opposed to Hillary is that He has no specifics of how he's going to do anything. He's going to provide free education and health care and jobs and all this, but he has no specific plan how to do that. Does that bother you?
No, because I understand, seen him work before, uh, whether it's been in his dealings with his hotels, selling his own name. He finds people that are capable of getting the job done.
Okay, so I see. Again, we're back to having a leader who will depend on others to create his cabinet and his policies, right?
No, he'll be delegating, and he'll be administrating over them. It won't be a dictatorship like it would be with Hillary.
Yeah, but if he's not experienced in these things, how would he know how to do it?
You find somebody who is experienced.
Well,
Yeah.
that's a gamble, isn't it? Don't you think to get it? It's like hiring people for a job
Yeah.
that are not 100% experienced or qualified. How would he know how to do that?
Well, you have to go through a hiring process like it with a job, and find out what the qualifications are, see if they meet them, and if they can execute them.
And how do you feel about other issues like immigration? How do you like his position on it?
Well, I've always believed the best immigration policies that we ever had before was when Reagan was in power, where we had the green card system, and everybody who came across had a card, got taxed for their while they worked here in California, and it went to the general fund. If they took off, they left it here, so be it.
Interesting. And what about health care for everyone? How do you feel about that?
Well, I think what we went wrong is we did not follow the Canadian healthcare laws like we were, because they've been doing the national health care program for a number of years. It works for their country. We went and through Obama tried to set it up, but he left out a lot of points that have not made the health care program succeed the way it should.
Right. Yeah. So at this point, you don't think that Obamacare or Affordable Health Care Act has been effective at all?
Well, it has affected all the people that could never ever have gotten health care before, but that's not saying that you can't have a system that takes care of those people, but makes things more affordable for everybody else. The cost of dealing of all the products that doctors have to buy, hospitals have to buy, has gotten extremely exaggerated by the businesses that are selling to the hospitals right now. And then the doctor puts their markup on top of that, and then the hospital puts their markup on it, and that's how come you see the price of hospitals so exorbitant. And I know medicine, if you have a new medicine, the cost of that is real expensive because the companies want to make back the money that they invested in inventing the program, which is fine, but it should start coming down, and it doesn't always come down.
Well, you could argue that that's the same issues facing the Democrats as well. The pharmaceuticals, the medical professionals, the fees involved with Medicare and all of that. It's the same thing. It's government, it's Congress trying to figure out how to best manage this mess. And at this point, it's almost out of control in terms of expense. So it's going to take someone with experience to handle that part. So as you say, you're going to get the best qualified people that he can find. Yeah. What about his wife? She's kind of controversial. What do you think of her? She's going to be first lady.
Yeah, he got lucky again. A real good looker. So I know
He's 70 and she's 46, and now there's a question about whether she came in legally in 95 or 96. And she said no, she did everything by the rules, but it documented that she was literally here undocumented in 95. What do you think about that?
Well, I guess now she's legal if she's married to a United States citizen.
Well, I mean, you can see it on both sides, but you're not addressing the fact that she came in illegal and worked and got money, which is against the law.
Well, how many other people have come across?
We're just talking about one that could be the possible first lady of this country, especially when her husband is saying that he's against all this kind of build the wall, that leave the immigrants out, forget the Muslims and all that.
I don't think he's going to build a wall. I think it's a big uh, a big card that he's playing just to make him look tough. I don't. There's no way he can build a wall. He should build a moat before he builds a wall. Flood all the tunnels that are coming across underneath the border.
Well, that's true. That's true. And then we have this huge drug problem exactly through the tunnels, not the wall.
Yeah.
And it's already been said that there's no way that the wall can be built because it would be too costly, and Mexico will never pay for that. Never. And then the other thing that no one addresses is the fact that Mexico has no responsibility in any of this immigration process going back and forth. They're a rich third world country, and only the elite have the money, and the poor people don't get any protection of any kind: jobs, health care, education. Would Trump make them more responsible, you think?
Well, I know the only reason they come over here is for the money to make a better life for them. If Mexico were to turn around and make a better life for them, they'd stay. And the ability to go back and forth, it should be just like in Europe. If you have a passport, you have legal papers, you can move back and forth as freely as you want. You can work in a different country, take home the money to your other country, but you're paying the taxes on it, no matter where you're at.
All right. Well, so in closing, are you going to vote for Trump no matter what the situation is? And you think he's going to win or lose?
He'll probably lose, especially here in the state of California, because everybody doesn't want to lose all their benefits.
Okay, but what about the other states? Overall, at the end, who's going to be president of the United States?
I guess I'm looking at the unfortunate existence of Hillary, another Clinton in the office. Hopefully it's just for 4 years.
Well, thank you very much, Dave. I appreciate your time and answering the questions and your honesty. Thanks again.